You ever get the feeling that something big is coming in Star Wars? Like, we're watching all these shows Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Skeleton Crew, and they all feel connected, but no one's saying it outright. I'm telling you now, we're heading straight into the biggest Star Wars crossover event since the original trilogy ended. Luke, Thrawn, Ahsoka, even Mara Jade. This is Dave Filoni's Endgame. Let me show you how everything's coming together because the crossover, it's already started. I'm a soldier, now turning into a hero. Let's start with the obvious. Thrawn. He's the heir to the Empire. He disappeared years ago with Ezra Bridger, and now he's back. In the Ahsoka series, we see the pieces move. The Night Sisters are involved. He's got an undead stormtrooper army, and he's pulling strings in the shadows. Then there's Ahsoka Tano, who's been hunting him for years. She's not a Jedi anymore, but she's one of the few Force users left standing, and she's right at the center of this entire thing. But she's not alone. Luke Skywalker is out there, rebuilding the Jedi Order. He's seen Grogu. He's training. He's forming something. He just doesn't know how dark the threat is that's rising. So, with that being said, this is where it gets interesting. Shows like The Bad Batch, people slept on them, but they're important. They introduced Mount Tantus, cloning experiments, and the Emperor's dark contingency plans. That's the groundwork for Snoke, for Palpatine's return, for what Thrawn may be tied to. Then there's Skeleton Crew, a show about kids lost in the galaxy. Why would Filoni include force sensitive kids in this timeline unless they were going to matter later? You see what's happening, right? Filoni is laying bricks across different stories, just like Marvel did. Each show, each character, their pieces on the board. Now, this is my favorite theory, and I'm sticking to it. Let's talk about the wild card, Mara Jade. She's not in canon yet, but she was huge in the old legend stories. She started as the Emperor's assassin, the Emperor's hand. She was sent to kill Luke and ended up falling in love with him. Now, Filoni loves legends. He brought in Thrawn, he brought back the Night Sisters. He made the World Between Worlds canon again. So if he brings in Mara Jade, maybe as Thrawn's secret weapon, maybe as a force sensitive agent, don't be surprised. And if she meets Luke, we may get a brand new version of one of Star Wars' most legendary relationships. So I know I've dragged this on long enough. Where's it all going? This is all building toward one movie, Dave Filoni's Heir to the Empire film. That's the moment where everything collides. Mando, Ahsoka, Ezra, Omega, Luke, Sabine, Thrawn, the New Republic, and maybe even Mara Jade. It's all leading there. The same way Avengers built up over 10 movies, Filoni's quietly doing it with Star Wars. And when it happens, it could change everything we know about the galaxy after Return of the Jedi. So here is the hidden threat. Here's the real twist. What if Thrawn isn't the final boss? What if he's preparing the galaxy for something worse? Something ancient? Something cosmic? Think about the Yuuzhan Vong, a terrifying race from legends who hated technology, hated the Force, and came from outside the known galaxy, like Peridia. They were so mysterious, even the Jedi struggled to understand them. And then there's Abeloth, a being older than the Sith, tied to the Force in a twisted, chaotic way. She's from the same realm as the Mortis gods, the father, the son, the daughter. I believe that's who's calling to Balin's Skull, and it's only going to be a disaster for the known galaxy. What if that's what Thrawn's really scared of? What if the Empire isn't trying to conquer the galaxy? He's trying to defend it. This is where everything is headed. They're not being gathered for nothing. Filoni's film Heir to the Empire is going to be the tipping point, but it won't be the end. It's just the beginning of a war against the unknown. A war where Jedi, Mandalorians, Force wielders, clones, and smugglers all have to unite because Thrawn might not be the enemy we need to fear most. So, if you're watching these shows and wondering, where is this all going? Now you know. The crossover is already happening, and if you're like me, you're here for it. Now I want to know what you think. Do you believe Mara Jade is coming back? And will Luke finally take center stage again in this war? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you're hyped for the future of Star Wars, hit that subscribe button and join the journey because this is just the beginning.